This is Kenny J, and
I'm his wife. I am Mrs. Kenny J.
what's happening? And we're representing what we're representing at this point in our lives. We got a whole lot to discuss today. And this is a platform that's just going to talk about a whole bunch of different things and unpack some topics to most that may be a little controversial to some, could be a little touching for others, but in any event, I think it's a very, very good topic to have. And it's going to be talking about relationships.
Yay! Can I tell you something that's super funny to me?
Sure.
In regards to the relationship?
What's up?
We have this interesting relationship right now because we look like Christmas.
And it's in a month, 2025.
It's beginning to look
like Christmas. We go.
I'm not getting paid for me.
Oh, she's an whole artist. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen. She's in the whole hardest out here in the streets. Just some housekeeping things. If you haven't heard about the Be Me campaign, I tell you it once and I tell you it twice. And I tell you it 3 times, as they old folks will say in Jesus Christ.
Okay, I thought it was being naughty or nice.
No, we ain't doing Christmas. Go to YouTube, go to all your digital platforms and everywhere and get Be Me. It is her. This is Tiffany Rochelle's debut single as an artist, and she is pushing the agenda for us, for you to be you, not to be her, but to literally be yourself. And I think it's a huge something that you should have in your archives, just to sometimes you may not feel like it on a day, and it's just a song that's going to help encourage you and empower you to be yourself and to be comfortable at whatever you are.
Thank you.
And so how are you doing?
Oh, I am doing fantabulous. I appreciate you.
This fantabulous.
I am fantabulous, and I'm feeling quite marvelous on tonight. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm looking forward to get into this conversation because I think it is a conversation that we need to have. Because it is, as I stated at the top of the show, controversial. Everybody has different opinions about it. And I think it's good that we put our spin on it. As I state all the time on our platforms, we're 40 plus. We're at peace with things that has transpired in our lives. We have unpacked and dealt with things, whether comfortable and uncomfortable, and we've dealt with them in our now, and we're now transitioned into matrimony and enjoying what we're enjoying. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to stay there. I'm going to stop right there because we're going to talk about relationships. So we're going to hand this thing over to Miss Tiffany Rochelle.
You start talking about relationships and I was saying this old fine man. I love to see him smile, show off his teeth on production. So I just
you're making me blush, my dear.
But you got on red, so it's okay. But you are just so handsome to me.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Let me give you your flowers. Don't be.
Yeah, but we on for these people here. We try.
So listen, today is my social media day. And in the process of me doing my social media today, you still fine. But in the process of me doing my social media day today,
yes,
I was looking at the internet's perusing around on there.
Yeah,
and I seen there was some numbers that was quite staggering to me.
Speak up just a little bit.
So
don't do that.
So I think that Tiana Taylor, and I'm horrible with names, so please forgive
Ian Shumpert.
Ian Amani,
yes.
whatever his name is. Yep, that guy right there.
NBA player.
Yep, that guy right there.
Right.
So their numbers I was looking at, and they're for their divorce settlement.
Yes.
Right? And their numbers was quite high.
Yeah.
So wait, I gotta look at it. I got see. Hold on. So in their divorce, Tiana Taylor is receiving 4 houses that are valued at over $10 million.
Per home?
No, this is 4 houses
total.
valued at
Okay.
over 10
Doesn't
million.
even matter. It's
So,
just high.
and a one-time 7-figure payment. She's getting a variety of luxury vehicles, including the Maybach, the Mercedes Sprinter, and the tour bus. She also gets to retain 100% ownership of all her companies. And he's obligated to provide $8,000 per month in child support for their daughters. And he got to cover the private schooling for the girls' education.
Right.
So I got a question in regards to that. I want to know, is it really better for you to sacrifice your life or your peace and your happiness to stay in a relationship?
No.
Okay.
I'll have to make this.
Or I should say to save money. I guess I should say that.
Well, I should say this. We, on the outside of this, just reading the post, don't know the significance of anything that's in this. They could have rightfully owned it together, and Ian could have been the one's name that is on it, and they're just kind of divvying up all the property. Who knows how much? Who knows? It just seems a lot staggering when they make it seem like he has to be the one that pays whatever, whatever he has to pay. The question, I guess, is it necessarily cheaper to keep her?
Yes, that's the question.
I was trying to kind of make it simple, for some that may not know what that means. So is it cheaper to keep her? It is technically cheaper to keep her.
Well, looking at those numbers, yeah.
It is. It is. So on a financial level, it's more than likely cheaper to keep her. But the question arises is, what are you risking to keep her? Right? So what is your heart saying? What's the relationship's going to be? Like, what are you actually sacrificing to keep her? Now, I know he's got to pay about all of this sort of stuff, but what if he just say, yeah, I don't feel like paying none of that, and I'm just going to stay in the situation? How would that work? Technically, from the numbers that we're seeing here, staggering as they are, it is definitely cheaper to keep her. Just put that out. Just bottom line. So yes, it is cheaper to keep her.
Yeah, financially, but then I think you're sacrificing. Here comes the hard
Yep.
part. But then you're sacrificing you. And do I want to sacrifice my happiness, my peace, my joy, argument's sake, being fussed at, being ridiculed, being accused? I felt like you were just dismissing me because you didn't want to hear all of it.
No, my brain was thinking.
But it's just in my brain. I think that's worth the payment, so to speak. I'd rather pay out whatever it is than sacrifice me. I'd rather be honest and say, because I don't know all the details of their relationship. I didn't scour the internet and try to figure out, who was cheating or, if any of that really happened. But it's just easier for me just to be honest with you. And if I want another relationship, I can have it. If I just really want to just be single out here in these streets, I can. Or if I just really want to be a parent to my kid, I could do that too. And I don't have to worry about you telling me, no, go pick her. You got to pick her up this way and you got to do whatever. So I'd rather just live life doing what I really want to do, so to speak, versus staying in a relationship. And then that's going to affect the kids eventually. Because if we're fussing and fighting, we're bickering and we're arguing, if it's that many houses, we can live over here. But then still, what does the kid see? I'd rather the kids see a healthy relationship and we can possibly co-parent together versus them seeing us bickering, now I might want to slap you. You know, you might want to defend yourself,
Yeah.
and you're gonna want to grab me,
Yeah.
and then now you grabbing me.
Mhm.
And now, what?
Right.
What?
Yeah.
You know, that's a problem.
The health of situations like that is going to depend on what those individuals put value, right? So if a person is going to say, yeah, I'm going to stand it because I ain't trying to pay all that money, that person is putting value on the money, and to them, that's what means the most, right? How many people, and this is a question that I'll pose, would rather deal with the heart, or what do you think they will choose? I guess I would say whether they will choose the matters of the heart and say, yeah, I don't really think that's going to be it, and just pay out that bread, or are they going to go to the money? That question is more than likely going to depend on who you talk to. Wherever you put your treasure at, you know, wherever you put your treasure is ultimately going to be what you go towards. For me, I'm gonna have to kind of count up the cost.
Come on, be a good worker.
And I would probably say that post or pre-healing.
Okay.
As life transitions and gets further along in life, you will figure out what's valuable more to you than anything. Okay. For me, you can probably make more money depending on who you are. Of course, both of those individuals that we have made reference to are in tabloids all over the place. They make a lot of money. But for us, the folks that just kind of hundred heirs and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, however that works out for you, dollar heirs, who cares? I don't know. Whatever you are, you're going to have to decide that. For me, my heart is going to be worth a whole lot more. Sure. I could sleep at night comfortably without having to worry about that if that was my case. Sure. I don't know the significance of it, but for me, at this point in my life, I'm going to have to make my heart the priority. Okay. And again, I don't have $750 million to even be thinking about stuff like that. So my posture is really going to depend on what your reality is. Okay. So their reality, because of all of the money that they have, they felt it necessary to kind of take this way. I don't know what my situation will be because I ain't got $750 million or even close to a situation like that to have to figure out what it's going to be. I'll have 750 now. Okay. But I would never, ever even want to think about what that could be like with that sort of money. Like, because it's like, what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose your sanity, or are you going to change, or are you going to kind of go towards what the money is looking like? And that's going to really depend on where you are and how healed you are in your heart and how valuable your heart is compared to how valuable your money is.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a heart posture question.
Right.
For me, I'm gonna do what I have to do. I've been divorced before, so so
I too said
yeah. So for me, I have left things, and I just really wanted peace of mind. So I grasp the concept. It's I just rather leave and and go from there. So you can have whatever you gotta have. Yeah. In that case, it wasn't much, but you can have whatever you want to have, and we're gonna go on in Jesus' name. Yeah. So as I've stated, today was my social media day.
It was.
And in the process of it being my social media day, I've seen on the internet, and I won't say which social media site I was perusing, but I seen this video, right? And don't do that. And this lady, she was on the phone talking to a guy that wanted to take her out, right? And she was like, hey, he was like, hey, what you doing? And she was like, I'm getting ready to go get my nails done. And in the process of her getting ready to go get it's just, this is that good, huh? So she's like, I'm about to go get my nails done. He was like, oh, okay, cool. She was like, because, we're getting ready to go out on a date tonight. Yeah. So since we're going on a date tonight, I want to look a certain way and I got to look a certain part and whatever the case, right? So she said she's gonna go get her nails done.
Yeah.
And she thought he needed to pay for it. And so she started becoming real disrespectful. And she said to him, like, hey, you being real sassy. You sassy for not paying for my nails. You know, I want to look a certain way for this date for you. You should make me, you know, you should pay for me to look a certain way when we get ready to go on a date.
Yeah.
So with that being said, my question to you is it a requirement or should it be a mandate for guys to pay for the girl's setup, like for her look, if they're not actually dating yet?
It should be a choice.
Oh, you felt that, didn't you?
I said that, but when I looked at this video, I literally get my feelings. And let this be a disclaimer, right? Sometimes you have to walk away from social media because social media will take over your entire being because it gets agitating that we even have to have a conversation with regard to something like that.
I feel judged.
No.
From social media.
No. Okay. It's important to, I mean, it's healthy to look at social media, but not look at social media realistically, like this just the case all point across the board. Sure. In this case, I thought the girl was a little irresponsible for making it a mandate for him to do because he's going out on a date. A couple of things that worry me about that. Yeah. How long have they been talking?
That's the question. Don't have an answer for it.
Yeah.
Is there a healthy time frame for that to be a requirement?
I don't think anything should be a requirement, but to love the individual and to, if she or he is a candidate for you, that you put forth effort into making sure they know that you're interested in them, right? So when you mandate an individual to do it, because his response was like, I ain't even your girl, I ain't even your dude. Like, basically, like, how are you putting this? And it's a date.
Yeah.
And here's how I feel. Yeah. If I was going out on a date, you know, I'm going to make sure that I'm together. I do that if I'm going out on a date or not. And I'm sorry if I'm getting a little loud. I'm going to put this disclaimer out there, but this thing touched a nerve that agitates me. What makes a female or an individual, why do they make it your responsibility to make sure that they're good on what they should be taken care of? Like,
question.
You should be, as a person in a relationship, you should want to make sure that you're looking good. Like, I'm going to be a good guy. I'm going to be a nice guy, but I'm going to be a nice guy because I choose to be a nice guy, not because somebody is pushing me to go, oh, I want this, I want that. Yeah, I think that was a little bit sassy for her to say. And I know that her ain't quite right, but I'm going to say it like, that's a little ghetto. And let me add this. Look in this camera here.
Oh, geez,
let me add this. If you think that a person is supposed to pay for something for you to go out on a date with them, you have just made yourself something.
So if she would have asked.
No. Let's stay there for a minute. You've just made yourself, you've just can put yourself in a certain category that's not wholesome.
Okay.
Right? I'm not calling you anything, but just think about that. You should be willing to get your own stuff done. And if the relationship persists a little more, then you could kind of not necessarily request it, but kind of be like, I do like it. Now, if that individual knows you and you've spent significant time together or whatever, and just not like a simple old date or whatever the case may be, it should be easy for him to figure out what your likes are and what they're not. If getting your nails done, you get them done consistently every week, at some point, he's going to kind of be like, if he's a good guy, he's going to say, yeah, I'm going to take care of you now. Let me contribute to that. But not make it a mandate when you ain't even down, you ain't even have a date. It's his responsibility to get your nails done. And that's just surface. Who knows whatever else she asked for?
Yeah. I think it would have been nice if she would have asked for it.
Yes.
Because it sounded like it was their first date.
Right.
And if she would have, again, like asked, because she said for the video that I'm on my way to the nail shop. So for Tiffany, that sounds like you're going to get your nails done. So if you wouldn't, so if you wouldn't have talked to him, you were getting your nails done anyway, right? So for me, is she's saying, hey, I'm on my way to get my nails done, but it's the requirement that she put on him that I have a problem with.
Right.
So if it would have been a suggestion like, hey, I'm on my way to get my nails done, you know, would you like to contribute to that? Or, hey, I'm getting ready to go get my nails done. You hear even my tone change, right? Hey, I'm getting ready to get my nails done.
I don't even want to say this word, but go ahead. Softly manipulate. That's just a little bit. It's that gentle push.
So it would have been nice if she would have asked for that. Then that leaves room for him to say, you know what? Yeah, you know, oh, you getting ready. Oh, you getting ready for me, huh? Oh, you man. So let him want to do that versus you putting the mandate out and said, oh, now you're sassy because you won't pay for this. You know, like
I thought it was disrespectful.
To me, it was
disrespectful.
So in my brain, had I been a guy,
hard pass.
Thank you, Father, for allowing me to be a whole female.
In Jesus' name.
Yes. So had I been a guy, and she put that requirement on me, we're not going to finish the date. We're not going to even get to the date. As well as, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and let us get to the date. I won't even pay for the meal. But don't get mad if I happen to ask you for certain things. I paid for.
I was going there. I'm
just saying, if I ask, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you know you got a sloppy toppy. I might say, "Hey man, I need some gas."
Help me out. The one hand wash the other, huh?
I'm just saying, since she's putting the requirement out. Now, I'm not that type of girl. Had I been a guy, I wouldn't be that type of guy either. Because for me, being the girl that I am, I don't mind, you know, dishing out a little bit for a guy.
I got it.
That isn't the issue for me. But if you put that requirement on me saying, I got to pay for your nails, I got to get you an outfit, I got to buy.
You got to do something too, Jack. Help me out.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Help me out. Since I got to do all of this extra stuff.
So is it bad then if
look, let's just keep this human. It has to be an even exchange, right?
Fair exchange, no robbery.
Absolutely. If I give something, I shouldn't necessarily expect a return, but if I am giving something, there should be a return.
If the mandate is required,
absolutely,
for me to give.
Absolutely.
If we go biblical, freely you give, freely I receive. So I mean, I'm just saying, give and it shall be given.
To you, it is going to be shaken.
It's good measure. Press down. Shaking together and running.
It is necessary to keep it realistic in the eyesight of Christendom. It is very important that we understand. No one is condoning it, but I should never condone anyone just trying to manipulate me into being some sort of sugar daddy with regard to, if I'm going on a date with you, you got to pay for my nails. That doesn't make sense to me, that our society has moved into this, you got to do something to me, for me mindset. I think that that's irresponsible. It seems that we've had conversations previously this month with individuals that put certain guidelines out there. They give the permission and want to oversee it until it happens. And there goes the problem. So you give the permission for things to happen, right? You say, sure, we can do this, that, or the third. Yeah, I got to oversee it though. But once it happens, now you're mad that it happens. I don't want to get in specifics of it, but it's like, how do we get to a point where we know we don't accept certain things, but we let it happen until it happens, and now we got a problem with it when we gave the access to a person to have. Like, so in the context of this question with regard to this girl with needing some money to pay for her nails, at some point, dude should have been like, and we didn't, I think we heard the whole thing. At some point, it was like, yeah, nah, I'm gonna pass on this, because if that's what you're doing, it only gets worse.
Yeah.
This is not going to get any better. And I think I even put in the comments, somewhere along the line, somebody has made this something that's okay for her.
Sure.
Somebody gave her access to set amounts of money to get whatever she wants to, and she feels that this is the way it's supposed to go. When do we, this is the point of having this conversation, do we get into a better mindset about things like that? It's what is reality? Reality of the thing is, he is not obligated to pay you any sum of money to get your nails done if you guys aren't in a relationship. You know what I mean?
I think that she may have possibly been coming from, here I go playing devil's advocate.
Yes.
Maybe she's coming, okay. But from her POV, she may have the requirement that she has, or the standard or expectation for guys to take care of her. Like, her worldview may be, it's a guy's responsibility
got it.
to make sure she's taken care of. For me, I don't have a problem with her having that standard. I low-key have that same worldview to a degree.
Right.
But that's a conversation that's had with the individual. I'm not blasting you. It was like she knew she was being recorded. It was very clear.
Right.
And it's like you knew it was going to be posted. So you did it for the ground versus this is what your way is. And he very well could take care of it. You know, I wouldn't mind sewing into you and getting your nails done.
Right.
But if you're going to talk at me and talk to me like I'm a child and it's my requirement to do, hard pass. However, if you ask me, I'm going to pay for your dinner anyway. You know, I'm going to leave the tip. You know, if you have to get gas, I may even send you some money to get some gas. I'm going to make sure you're good. You know, that's even without us dating. That could just be what I do. But you talking to me, telling me that that's a requirement, and then being disrespectful, saying who raised you, like, yeah, you know, at this point in time, the date's not going to happen. Yeah, because you being sassy now, and that's a hard pass for me, because I don't know what the conversation is going to be like at the table. Now I'm a little defensive, so to protect my peace and to protect my reputation, hard pass.
I'm gonna say this. I'll be transparent, and I'm normally transparent. I really don't care about judging or anything like that. I have been manipulated before, right? And in those situations, I allowed a person or said persons to come into my space, and they came in with the wolf's clothes on, I guess, you know, masking themselves as something else, and they have access. And here we go with the manipulation.
Sure.
So if a person, I'm okay with her being honest at the very beginning. So tell me what that is.
Absolutely.
And then give me a choice to say whether or not that's going to be what it's going to be. So I'm not okay with it, but I can kind of swallow that a little better than a person coming in, you know, in sheep's clothing, you know, coming in with an agenda from the very beginning.
A swindler.
Yeah, swindling, you know, that sort of thing. And you calculate it, and you're doing all sorts of sort of things, trying to kind of maneuver your way in a certain thing just in case something happened to those are witches also, but show me your hand, let me know what you're doing and give me a choice to decide what that's going to happen. So I think it's so many different lines that we could look at this too. At the end of the day, you choose on what that looks like for you.
Sure.
Right? You choose it. For the person that has expectations, be upfront with them. If your requirement is that a person's got to pay your nails or whatever, your foot or whatever, to get done, make that, hey, yo, this is what it is for me, homie.
Yeah, I'm upfront.
Let me know how that works.
I appreciate.
Yeah, don't have an agenda unspoken and you move a certain way and it goes left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be honest up front, because I can tell you one thing, the honesty of a situation, it can be the making or breaking of it. Right. If you aren't honest at the very, very, very beginning, you are setting yourself up to be lonely. And I believe that was the stuff that we talked about even in the chats of that particular video. She will more than likely, if she doesn't get that corrected, lonely, or she may find a guy that hasn't understood what those things were like, and unhealed, and be manipulating him.
Well, he could be that guy though that don't mind tricking off.
No guys mind tricking off.
There are guys out there that does not mind giving girls, like saying, "Hey, we're gonna go on a date. And you know what? This is here's a stack of whatever, you go do that." And that
they may got it like that. They may got it like that. They may not be caring about that. But there's not many guys out there.
Say many, because there are guys. I just want you to know there are some.
I did say many, didn't I? Did I say many?
Your corrected version.
Okay, my corrected version is there are guys that will do that. I wonder how many of them have issues with their heart. I wonder how many of them have issues with being accepted, because sometimes men in those sorts of environments feel like they need to be accepted, and this is the only way that they know how to be accepted. And they may have dysfunctionally created a normal situation for themselves. It's not healthy for them to continuously give when the agenda for that person that's taking is to take from them.
Okay.
That's not fair.
There's no reciprocity.
No, it has to be a give and take. It has to be. It has to be. In some way, shape, or form, as we stated earlier, what if the guy would have been like, "Hey, I know you need your nails done and I'm gonna pay for all this meal, but I'm expecting something too at the end of the night."
I'm just expecting you. I got full custody of my kids. So if I was the guy, I got full custody of my kids. So I need you to pay for this daycare.
Pay for something. It's got to be. It's got to give and take. Reciprocity. Come on. And I'm not saying it happens like that all the time, but please don't let your agenda be always trying to take from people and you're not giving back.
Okay. I get that.
Yeah.
That's dope.
It's dope. Okay. You dope. I ain't gonna bother with you that bad.
You can bother with me anytime.
My dear.
Any time. You hear me? Okay. Nevertheless, how about we wrap this up?
I did this to your son. Just wait one second.
Yeah. Nevertheless, let's wrap this up. Praise the Lord.
My God, today.
What you want to say in your close?
We got another question, don't we?
Yeah, I forgot all about it. I think it's time to go middle of watch.
No, we got another question. No, we got another question.
Okay, so my last question.
Yeah.
If you gave me $1,300,
yeah,
and I chose to do something else with $1,300, you gave me $1,300 for the record to pay bills, okay, or to pay a bill, and I opted to do something else. Go buy me some outfits. Go buy me some shoes. I have been eyeballing the little bracelet that I want, and I chose to go get them. The bills didn't get paid. How pissed at me would you be?
Very. I don't care what capacity that pissed offness would be, whether it be if you're married or in a girlfriend situation. I think it's important that a relationship should be so open and so respected that a person doesn't see fit to do anything like that.
Okay.
You want to explain where you got that from?
You gave me $1,300, and no, I'm playing.
Yeah. Don't mislead Don't mislead me.
Well, again, this is my social media day.
Yeah.
Okay. And so in the process of me perusing these social media streets, I happened to stumble upon the video, and the lady went to, I think it was her husband. I
don't know.
That's why I'm saying I think. I don't recall. But nevertheless, so she had a receipt that was on the bed, and he had just came home from work, and he was looking, and he was just like, oh, I think he took his hat off or something. And he was like, hey, what's this? And he was like, what's that? She said she spent the money on a wig. And he was like, I gave you $1,300 for you to pay rent. And she was like, yeah, but I told you I needed a wig. And, and so she took the $1,300 and bought a wig versus versus paying the rent. So that's where I got that question from, was because I wanted to know, is that wrong?
It'd be them same females that do some crazy mess like that and get evicted and blame the dude that he can't pay rent and he broke and he's sassy and all that sort of stuff. Wait a minute. Wasn't he the same dude that gave me that $1,300 and said?
But she said he's working and he got it.
She stole $1,300 from him. Stole.
How was it a steal when she gave it to him?
He gave it to her for a particular reason, and it definitely wasn't for no wig. Who in the world is gonna spend $1,300 on some fake hair?
I mean, I wouldn't. That ain't my time.
I'm not saying
it's
a bad thing to do, but if
I think it is a bad thing. That's irresponsible. If you are giving money to pay bills, if you were giving money for a specific, I like to play, so I have to. Let me take off my playful hat for a moment. If you were given that specific money for a specific reason,
yes,
and you gave me or her spouse said money for you to pay a specific thing, that expectation should be met because the agreement was this money was for this specifically. So if you didn't do that, I have a problem. Now, I do understand, had it been she took his $1,300, which she was supposed to pay rent with, she bought her wig, but like a day and a half later or later on in the day, she got $1,300 and she paid the rent. Either way it goes, the rent was taken care of. So who's $1,300? It don't matter. I get it. That was the case. However, that's not what was said in this particular video. So I do agree, if the agreement was made to have the $1,300 to pay the rent, that rent should be done. So I just want, because he was like, she stole it, and I was like, how? I just wanted to clear that.
Oh, no. I get it. It was the audacity, the mitigated gall to decide to take $1,300, which is earmarked to go to rent on a wig. That's irresponsible. And the female, the woman, I want to call her something else, but I'm trying to live the Lord, trying to live right.
If you live right,
oh, heaven belongs to me, Lord Jesus. This woman was so unbothered that she decided to take this $1,300 and spend it on a wig. A wig. And it's not that necessarily. She could have took $300 and spent it on something else that wasn't supposed to. He didn't give it to her
for that reason.
For that reason. The reason he gave her that money was for rent. And here we go again. Where does the responsibility come from? Where do we see this in an individual? Where you had to know that this exists in a person when you connect with them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you're blindsided, but I'm about to say something. You how long can you fake?
In fairness, though,
this woman here in her heart, let me tell you, my God. But go ahead. She sees, in this is the awesomeness about this person here. She sees two sides of the spectrum. She can see the right. She ain't gonna agree with it all the time, but she can see why you would decide to choose the wrong thing to do. She can see, even though this woman took this $1,300, now she gonna figure out a way now to say, look at it in another fashion. Oh my Lord, that's funny. But go ahead, man. I want to hear this. No. The people got to hear this.
May the Lord watch.
No. I'm sorry. Congregation sat out. She's gonna hear this. We're gonna hear this today.
I wasn't giving her a way out, per se. What I was going to say is this particular family, they like to crack jokes all the time. So because I just wanted the record to show this family is comical. And they like to play with people's emotions, and they do skits an awful lot. So before you get all riled up and get all in your feelings and such, and get all to the highest level of festivity, it is a real thing because people do it.
Yes, they do.
Okay,
that's where I'm at with it.
And it happens. The property manager in me stands up because it happens all the time. Hey, rent lady, whatever happens.
Dog ate it.
All of that. Or you come in with a brand new car and wait
4 months behind the rent.
That part right there. Yeah. So what happened to the promise to pay? Or what happened to whatever we signed? Okay, got it. So I do understand it is a reality. It does happen. But for this particular situation, they were just doing their skits and such. But there is no reason for you to be irresponsible.
Yeah.
I think if you were just to go ahead and get the bill taken care of, money can come. If you were able to maintain a level of responsibility, you're able to still get your wig. Maybe just get the $300 one. I still don't understand the significance of paying for wigs over $50. That's just me. But I also don't do the wig thing. So I've put one on before. I like to assume a different personality every now and then. That's fun. But to spend a significant amount of money on that, to me, is just absolutely crazy.
I agree.
But that's just because I don't like hair like that.
Right.
Talk to me about an outfit. Talk to me about some new pots. You talk to me about something that I want. I want a new computer. Say something. Yeah, I might have a different worldview. I really won't, because you have to be responsible. Pay the bill, making sure you're doing right. Tithe and give.
Yes.
And then making sure that you're a good steward over your money and your time.
Absolutely.
Then things will happen.
I would have to agree. I will add this. It is okay, and we're not ever saying that it's don't have no standards. I'm not saying that.
Sure.
But don't have so much of a standard that you want somebody else to fund it other than yourself.
Sure.
You have a standard. You should have one. And you shouldn't wait for somebody to your standard should be as valuable to you as anything. If that's what you believe you need, you want that taken care of, you want that sort of car, you want that sort of shoe, that sort of neck, whatever you desire to do it. Do it because you want to. Don't put a mandate on somebody else to do something for you that you have a standard for yourself, right? You should always want to keep your nails done. You should always make sure that when it comes to matters of the heart, when you're dealing with finances or divorce, that when you're dealing with those sorts of things, that you deal with them in the right heart posture. Don't make a decision based off of finances and I'm not this, and don't do it because hey, if I don't do this, she gonna charge me $100 million or whatever the case may be. Wait a minute, money is definitely not as valuable than your heart. Sure. Your heart is something that will stay with you always. Mm-hmm. Have your standard, that's fine. Make sure your posture of the heart is correct and you're not worried about money as opposed to your heart. It's a very, very important thing. You'll carry that to the day you leave this earth. Your money is going to come and go. Mm-hmm. Your heart's going to be there forever.
Mm-hmm. Kind of.
It's going to be there forever. If you keep it in the right posture.
If I die, my heart gone.
Yeah.
Okay, I quit.
See?
Made a little lunch.
We thank everybody. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please make sure you put those comments in the chat. We are definitely people that go and check those chats. This one here loves the commentary. Please.
I get them in my DMs.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with having conversations. I love talking to people.
Yes.
I love growing with people.
Yes.
And sometimes they are text conversations, and then there's other times that I may send a voice memo, and there's times that, depending upon who we are, you may set a time on my calendar, and we can have the conversation, or we'll just pick up the telephone call.
Yes.
Let's just talk it out.
Yes.
Because sometimes things are lost in translation.
Yes. Yes.
Via text message. So.
Right.
Yeah, that's that.
All right. Please make sure that you get your journal.
Oh, this man is so amazing.
Please make sure that you get your Tiffany Rochelle Goal, GOAL Digger
workbook.
This is a workbook, and make sure you get this book right here. This is one of my favorites. I Choose Me. Make sure you check out the Be Me video. Everything is commentable. You can make comments and just have fun. She's very, 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 very entertaining when it comes to expressing yourself and giving you advice. Very good at being a great advice giver. Please check out anything that Kenny J is doing. So many things of music that'll get her out. You're a Woman, Back to Rhythm and Love, Love Is All We Need. And I got this new project right now that I got popping that's going to be out really, really soon. It's called I'm a Win.
Either way, I'm
a win. And it's very inspirational. Every piece of music that I do, we are inspiring people. We like to empower people. And this is what we do. Everything that we do outside of what we do here, it's positive energy. We don't like negativity around us. We literally remove ourselves from negativity. I mean that. And hopefully you'll join the journey of removing yourself from all of the negative energy. There is enough going on in the world that's negative, and we want to be a light to everybody. And the light goes off. A light to everybody to be great in what they do. So this is Kenny J, and
I am Mrs. Kenny J.